Okay, are you ready for this? We are diving deep, deep, deep into some serious music industry drama.
Yeah, this is more than just your typical celebrity gossip, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is about power and allegations, and we're going to really unpack it all. We're talking about Sean Diddy Combs.
Diddy, right.
Diddy. And, yeah, he's facing some pretty serious charges.
And it could really change things, right, in the industry.
We've got a mountain of sources. Interviews, court documents, you name it, we've got it.
The big question, at least for me, is whether Diddy's downfall, will it rock the whole industry? Because these allegations, they don't exist on their own, right?
Right.
They're tied up with some of the biggest names in music. Think Jay-Z, Beyonce.
Okay, before we get into all that, let's just back up for a sec.
Sure.
For those who maybe haven't been following every single detail, what exactly is Diddy accused of?
So we're talking about conspiracy and sex trafficking.
Heavy stuff.
Very heavy.
So in a legal sense, what does that actually mean? Like, what's he facing?
Okay, so conspiracy, legally speaking, means two or more people agreeing to commit a crime.
Mm-hmm.
And in this case, the allegation is that Diddy conspired with others to engage in sex trafficking.
Okay, and that's the really serious part.
Right, that's where it gets really, really bad. You're talking about exploiting someone for sexual acts through force or fraud.
Why?
Or coercion. We're talking potentially very long prison sentences.
Okay, so yeah, this is way beyond bad publicity for Diddy. This is serious legal trouble.
Oh, absolutely. This could be life-altering.
And then on top of all that, there's this witness, right, who claims to have video footage.
Yes, and it allegedly shows Diddy and other celebrities engaged in illegal activities.
Okay, so this witness, they worked with Diddy's ex, Kim Porter, is that right?
That's right. And this witness apparently gave the feds flash drives with these videos.
Slack drives.
Multiple flash drives, yeah. And rumor has it some of these videos, they show people who seem to be underage.
Oh, wow. Okay, so if that's true, we're not just talking about Diddy here.
No, not at all. It could implicate a lot of people.
Okay, so let's talk about these tapes from a legal perspective. How much weight do these tapes actually hold? Like, can they really make or break a case?
They absolutely can. Video evidence, that's powerful in court.
Yeah.
Because it's direct evidence, not just he said, she said.
Right.
But there are legal hurdles. The prosecution, they have to prove the tapes are real, not tampered with.
Right. Right.
And they have to show how the tapes were obtained, the whole chain of custody.
Okay, so yeah, these tapes are potentially a smoking gun, but not a guaranteed slam dunk, so to speak.
Exactly.
So how is Diddy reacting to all this? Is he just sitting back?
Oh, no. He's fighting back. Big time. His legal team, they're doing everything they can to keep those tapes out of court.
Really?
They're saying the tapes were illegally obtained and that using them would violate Diddy's rights.
It makes you wonder what's on those tapes, doesn't it?
It really does. If he was truly innocent, wouldn't he want them out there to clear his name? So it does seem like he's trying to hide something.
This whole thing, it's like a high-stakes poker game.
Yeah.
But the stakes are incredibly high. It's not just his career. We're talking about his freedom.
Absolutely. The stakes are incredibly high. And it's interesting, right, that these accusations are coming out now.
Yeah, it's been decades of whispers and rumors.
Right. So maybe something shifted. Maybe people feel more empowered to speak out against powerful figures like Diddy.
Makes sense. And this brings us to another fascinating layer of this story. Diddy's son, King Combs.
Oh, yeah.
He's been publicly calling out his dad's former friends. Specifically, Jay-Z and Beyonce. Saying they abandoned Diddy when he needed them the most.
Well, that's definitely raising some eyebrows. Is he implying they're more worried about their reputations than about their friend?
It definitely seems that way. Okay, buckle up. Things are about to get even wilder. We're talking potential blackmail, underage victims, the whole 9 yards. If even half of what this witness is saying is true, it's going to be a total meltdown. It really does feel like that, yeah.
Jay-Z and Beyonce, they're music royalty, right? This image of power and success. But is it all a facade?
It makes you wonder.
Did they benefit from Diddy's downfall? Did they maybe even help push him out of the spotlight?
To understand that, we need to look at how Jay-Z and Beyonce built their empire. They're known for being really smart, really strategic. Some would even say they silenced rivals, anyone who threatened their brand, on their way to the top.
So are we saying they're ruthless?
No.
Like they actively work to undermine Diddy?
I'm not saying that directly.
Yeah.
But their history does suggest they're not afraid to play hardball. They understand the power of perception, especially in the music industry.
Right.
And they've controlled their narrative very, very well.
Okay, so let's recap. We've got Diddy facing serious charges, a witness with explosive videotapes, and whispers that Jay-Z and Beyonce might be involved in Diddy's downfall. This is shaping up to be one of the biggest scandals the music industry has ever seen. Classic tale of ambition, power, and betrayal, right?
Totally. And it begs the question, who are the real players in this game?
Yeah.
What are the rules? And who ultimately pays the price?
And then you have the Blue Cantrell mystery.
Blue Cantrell.
Yeah. She was going to be a huge star, remember? Amazing voice. Her first album, Platinum.
I remember that, yeah. Hit 'em up style, right? Big hit.
Exactly. But then, after that alleged affair with Jay-Z, poof, gone. What happened there? Was she pushed out? It's a dark turn in this story. Makes you think about what happens if you cross someone like Jay-Z.
Are we really saying Jay-Z might have had something to do with her disappearance?
Well, we can't say for sure, but it fits a pattern, doesn't it? Rising star, entanglement with a powerful figure, rumors, scandal, career over.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
It makes you wonder how many others have been silenced, whose stories we haven't heard.
Okay, back to Diddy for a sec. We talked about the legal stuff with the tapes, but what about the bigger picture?
Yeah.
The impact on the whole music industry?
Oh, this is about way more than just Diddy. These allegations, the stuff about Jay-Z and Beyonce, it's like we're seeing the industry through a new lens, a darker lens.
So are we saying this could be a turning point for the industry? Like, is this the start of a reckoning?
It could be. We're in a different world now. Social media, the hashtag #MeToo movement, people are holding powerful figures accountable.
And speaking of accountability, there's a new wrinkle in the legal side of things. Diddy's lawyers, they're pushing back against the government too.
Oh, yeah, the government's handling of the whole case. They're saying the government's leaking information, trying to control the story.
It goes back to that leaked video from 2016, the one where Diddy allegedly assaulted his ex, Cassandra Ventura.
Right. Diddy's team is saying Homeland Security agents leaked that video to CNN.
Is a big accusation.
It is. So yeah, Diddy's fighting a war on multiple fronts.
And then we have this witness with those tapes.
Do you think he can keep them hidden?
That's the big question, isn't it? If they're real and as damaging as people are saying, it's hard to imagine them staying secret forever.
Right. The public wants answers. There's going to be a lot of pressure on the government.
But even if the tapes do come out, then what? Is Diddy the only one who faces consequences? What about everyone else who might be involved?
It could be a domino effect, If other big names are implicated, that could lead to more investigations, lawsuits, more public reckonings.
Feels like the whole music industry is waiting to see who gets caught in the crossfire.
It's a reminder that no one is above the law, no matter how famous or rich you are, and it seems like the rules of the game are changing.
But let's play devil's advocate here. What if those tapes don't actually exist? Or what if they're not as bad as everyone's saying?
It's possible. We're talking about allegations, not proven facts. But even if we never see those tapes, I think the damage is done. The conversation has started.
It's like we've peeked behind the curtain and seen something we can't unsee. So what does this all mean for the future of the music industry? Could this be the beginning of a real shift?
It has the potential, definitely. We're seeing a lot of people demanding accountability, not just from individual artists, but from the entire industry.
And that accountability could extend beyond just sexual misconduct, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
We've heard whispers about financial stuff, shady deals, artists being exploited by their labels.
So this could be the spark that leads to a bigger examination of how the whole industry works.
Exactly. If the public loses trust, the pressure for change will be huge. We might see big changes in how contracts are negotiated, how artists are paid, how power is shared.
It feels like we're watching a major transformation. The old way of doing things is being challenged, and the future is uncertain. It's like, that story, The Emperor's New Clothes.
Yeah.
Feels like that, For years, people just accepted this bad behavior, looked the other way. But now it's like everyone's saying, hey, wait a minute, he's not wearing anything.
And it's not just coming from outside the industry, right?
Right.
You see artists speaking out, they want change too. They're realizing a system built on exploitation, it can't last.
Yeah. If you're an artist thinking about speaking out, this whole Diddy situation, it's got to be a wake-up call.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if someone like Diddy, with all his power, can be brought down like this, it means anyone can be held accountable.
Power is a double-edged sword, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can build an empire, create amazing art. But it can also be used to silence people, to hurt people.
And for those who have been silenced, the victims, this must feel empowering.
It takes a lot of courage to speak out, especially when you risk your career, your reputation.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we've covered a lot, haven't we? Diddy's legal troubles.
Yeah.
Jay-Z and Beyonce, Blue Cantrell, those tapes.
Yeah, it's been a wild ride for sure. It shows you how complicated the music industry is, right? Fame, power, accountability, all tangled up together.
So as we wrap things up, what's the one thing you want listeners to take away from all this?
I think the most important thing is this. The story isn't over.
Yeah.
We're at a turning point, not just for Diddy, but for the whole industry. What happens next, it'll determine if this moment leads to real change or if everything just goes back to the way it was.
So it's a call to action for all of us, right? Not just people in the industry.
Right.
We have to demand better. Hold those in power accountable. Support artists who are speaking out.
Exactly. We can't just sit back and watch. We need to ask hard questions, use our voices, push for a future where everyone in the music industry is treated with respect.
So what happens next? Does Diddy go down alone? What about those tapes? Will we ever see them? Will the music industry finally face its problems and change? I guess we'll have to wait and see.
One thing's for sure, this is just the beginning. And we'll be here to break it all down, to analyze everything as it unfolds.
And that's a wrap on this deep dive. Thanks for listening, everyone.